Okay, ladies and gentlemen, music lovers, romantics, dreamers, get ready. Get ready, because on the KK Factor, the Greek EuroBeat show, right here on RPPFM, we are going international, inspirational, and absolutely sensational. Joining us live on air is the incredible Evangeline Victoria, or as I'll be calling her, Evie. She's made that quite clear. She's not just a violinist, she's an international music sensation, a classically trained artist from Melbourne Conservatorium of Music, over 21 years of performance experience, and she has taken her violin to the world, from Australia to Greece, Italy, Spain, Malta, France, and even the Middle East. Evie is an award-winning violinist and entertainer, performer, everything from classical, pop, rock, jazz, Celtic and folk, and beyond. You've seen her lighting up the A-League stadiums, performing the viral Never Seven Nation Army, winning hearts at weddings and luxury global events, and collaborating with incredible artists like Tiësto, Kygo, Damien Leith, Cirque du Soleil, and more. She's also been voted Victoria's Best Wedding Musician 3 years in a row. And guess what? She's heading to Europe in 2026 and 2027 because her music is in global demand. But before that, she's with us live right here on the KK Factor. She's going to share her journey, her music, her heart, and to drop her new piece, Desert Rose. Let's get her on the show and welcome her on live.
Hello.
Oh, we got music in the background. What's going on there? There it is. That's what I wanted. Amazing. Yes, and we've got her right here on our RPPFM. Welcome, Evie, Evangeline Victoria. Oh, look at that sound in the background.
It's
it's just phenomenal. I'm sorry, but you know what? If I'm having a downer, that's exactly what I do. And seriously, I'm not kidding. I put on that music and I listen to it, and it just, I don't know, it just rejigs my brain.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
Thank you so much. And welcome once again to RPPFM, the Peninsula Voice, the KK Factor, the Greek EuroBeat show. Evangeline, I want to know that moment, that very first moment that you were in the stadium of my favourite soccer club, so to everybody else, Melbourne Victory. Please tell me how it felt.
Oh, I don't even know how to describe what it felt like. It was invigorating, but the first time I stepped onto the pitch for the first performance, the one that went viral, I truly had no idea what to expect because I wear in-ears when I'm performing so I can hear what I'm playing. So
I'll
I
bring up
actually
that photo. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't actually hear the crowd. It wasn't until afterwards that I realized, like, I had my friend who was with me who filmed the whole thing on my phone from the side, that I could actually hear the crowd going crazy. It was kinda wild that that was
Wow.
all happening during the performance, and I kinda didn't really know until afterwards.
Wow. Well, it is an inspiring moment. How did it come about?
Honestly, it was just a matter of right place at the right time. I got the call from my now manager, Leighton. He called me the week before. This was in April last year as well. So this is
Yeah.
like peak wedding season. And he called me the week before to say, "Hey, is there any chance that you're available next Saturday night
Wow.
for this performance?" And look, I that week I had so many performances on. I think I had 7 events on that week, but the Saturday night, I didn't have anything on. I was like, "Yeah, I'm free." And in the lead up to it, I was even trying to, like, book something on that night, but nothing was really sticking, so I kinda just was looking forward to maybe a night off, but, yeah, this whole thing, it came about, and he explained to me that, I'm doing a feature performance playing Seven Nation Army for Melbourne Victory at Amy Park. And typically, if a musician or a performer is asked to perform at a stadium, it's usually in a corporate box. So that's what I thought it was. And then it wasn't until I was reading the brief and I was with my friend who ended up coming with me, and I was telling her about it, and she looked at the brief as well because she works in events, so she understands how like the event brief looked, and she was like, Evie, this is a big deal. I'm coming with you. And thank goodness she was with me, because as soon as I arrived and realized how big this performance was going to be, I was just so distracted. I was so nervous. I couldn't concentrate. So having her there with me to help me just stay on track with time and make sure I was ready on time and warming up and everything was amazing, having her there. Shout out to Dana.
Hello, Donna.
But yeah, so it just like it started as like this concept of, okay, I'm doing this feature performance, like just a standard day at work kind of thing. And then the performance happened and it was incredible. And there were a few people in the crowd who knew who I was. So there was a couple of people who tagged me
Well, by the end of the day, everybody knew who you were, 100%.
Well, that's right. It was a couple of days later that the video was posted, and then one of my past clients tagged me in it.
Oh, that
And
went viral.
then it went viral. I know, it kind of just blew up. I remember commenting being like, "Oh my God, that's me." And then Melbourne Victory and A-League pinned my comment, and that's how people found out it was me. And then they went and tagged me in the video as well, because I didn't know who I was before. I was just a violinist that had been booked through an agency. So I honestly I feel so grateful that I had that opportunity, but I really feel like it was meant to be, because the fact that I had a Saturday night off during peak wedding season was just unheard of. But I'm so grateful for like all the opportunities that has come about like from that experience. And now that I get to perform not just for Melbourne Victory, but I've had the opportunity to perform for Socceroos for their World Cup qualifier earlier this year, and then even for the Qatar FIFA Intercontinental Cup last year with Real Madrid and Pachuca, which was wild.
Yeah, wild, exactly. When I look at the photo, I'm going to bring up the photo. So I'm just going to relate back to that moment of yours. You look at your face and you think, okay, she's young, she's out there, she's obviously nervous, but you just don't see it. And your smile, the way you engage with everybody, you're playing the beautiful violin that you just love, that's your passion, you can see it. But you're looking around, you're looking at the people, you're smiling, and anyone in that moment could feel, I mean, even myself, looking at you via a screen, it's like you're looking at me, you're
Yeah.
engaging, you're like, your aura is out there. You're not just playing that violin. And I think that's where the people can't get enough of you. It's that smile. It's that, and it's also being in a stadium, it's so many thousands of people.
I think I was smiling, but I was like crying as well. I'm like, oh my goodness, what's happening? But I'm glad. I'm so glad that people have so much joy from it.
So when you finished and you came off the stadium, how did you feel?
Oh, I was shaking. I was shaking from adrenaline, which happens often, like after a big performance. But I was like, I've recently learned, when I have like a really big, exciting experience, and it might not necessarily be like in a stadium, it could be at a wedding or at a corporate function. But if I'm like really excited about what I'm performing, my eyes start to tear. It starts to tear, and it's not because I'm emotional. It's, I think, because I forget to blink. And so, like at the Socceroos performance that I did, I was on the pitch it was like a 10-minute performance, and there was I was my third song into the performance, and the videographer was up nice and close to me, and you can see in the video that I have like mascara all the way down my cheek, because it was just, I forgot to blink. I was so excited. But then it's just like, when I'm performing, when I've got the violin on my shoulder, I'm in such comfort. Like, it's what I'm so familiar with. Like, imagine like driving your car that you've driven for 10 years. You feel comfortable behind the wheel because you're comfortable with it. You're familiar with it. That's how I feel about my violin. Like, when it's on my shoulder, I feel really at comfort and at ease. But as soon as like I come off the pitch or off from performing, that adrenaline is just a rush, and I start to shake. My hands will be shaking, and I'm like excited. It's like all the jittery like nerves that I had to kind of keep at bay or kind of control in that moment. They all
Wow.
come out after the performance, but it's always like it's a feeling of relief as well because I'm like, I made it through the performance. I enjoyed every minute of it, and like I did it.
That's it, you did it. How old were you when you actually first held a violin? Like, was it something in the family? Did your mum and dad like it, or was it just how did it come about?
Oh, well, my dad's a musician, but he's not a violinist. He plays flute, clarinet, saxophone, bassoon, and then piano. So I grew up
Oh,
in a musical
great.
family. My mum, not musical at all, and she certainly was not as patient with me when I was first learning, but she didn't she supported me. But yeah, I felt bad for her. Like there's nothing worse than a 7-year-old playing violin for the first time. But
But
that's when I started when I was 7.
so your dad doesn't play the violin, but how did you get to the violin? Did you, like, try different instruments that your dad was
No,
playing?
I think, like, I was always drawn to the violin when I was in school. It was something that I always said, when we hit grade 3, that's when we're given the opportunity to learn an instrument that isn't the recorder, and so
Yeah,
I always wanted to go
the
back to the
recorder.
violin. Oh, can you imagine the recorder? It's 10 times worse than the violin. But, I think, like, growing up, we did a lot of my parents and I'm an only child, so we did a lot of driving around to visit family interstate, and so we had this book called The Musical Life of Gustav Moll, which is about this mole. Like it's a children's picture story book, but it's about this mole who grew up in a musical family and all of his friends are learning instruments and he learnt the violin. And I read this book so much. It came with a little cassette, and on one side of the cassette it had little background music with the narration of the book. And on the other side of the cassette, it was just the background music and no narration. And I used to be able to recite the entire book without the words in front of me. I mean, I couldn't read at this time. This is when I'm like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
But I could recite the entire narration with the cassette player on the opposite side with just the background music, down to the last word, down to the perfect timing because of how much I read this book and how much I listened to it and, like,
Wow.
listened to the story and everything when we were driving in the car. That was kind of my parents' way of keeping me occupied during these long drives. So I think maybe because Gustav Moll played the violin, I think maybe that's where the seed was planted, but
Yeah.
like, that's something that my parents and I kind of go back to. We just agree that maybe that's what it was, but I don't actually definitively know if that's what
No.
it was. I think I was just like, "I wanna play the violin, like, that's what I wanna do," and I stuck with it.
You play a lot of different, songs, a lot of different genres of music, because I announced that a bit earlier. Do you have a favorite? Because I know, a really good musician should be able to play different styles because especially when you get invited to a wedding or an event, and they ask you to play this type of style or play this song. Do you have like a favorite or there's no favorites? It's just you just love playing?
That's right. I don't really have any favorites. Like, there's so much beauty in every genre out there. And, it also kind of depends on my mood. Sometimes I'm in the mood to play really upbeat, fun stuff. Sometimes I'm in the mood to just play something more ballad or a bit more somber. Something I always come back to is music that's really impactful. And I love cinematic music. My dad is really into film score and that sort of thing. So alongside being a musician, he's also a composer and arranger. And
Fantastic.
he was always really drawn to cinematic music and film score. So I think that because film score and cinematic music is so versatile, it can be classical, it can be rock, it can be anything. I think as long as it has impact, like I love a healthy fat bass drop. And I love it like when the seat underneath you is vibrating with like a low end instrument and that sort of thing
Wow.
is very much present in the song I just released yesterday, which I'm sure we'll talk about. But
Yes, yes.
yeah,
We're
so
gonna talk
I
about that
think
shortly.
music that's like powerful and emotional and like makes your hairs stick up and like really hits the soul is something that I always come back to, but that can look different in any genre. Yeah, I think it's present in any genre, but I think impactful storytelling music is something I always come back to. But like being essentially a wedding violinist, like that's my bread and butter performing for weddings. There's a lot of like storytelling in there, and I always try to find ways of bringing in different versions of songs.
That's good that you
Someone,
do that because
yeah,
sometimes people it becomes very static, and it's like, "Okay, I know what she's gonna do. She's gonna do the same here, the same, the same."
yeah.
It's really good when you see an artist that can put change in their every performance to give you something new and for the crowd to go, "Wow, You know, it's not,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, okay, I've heard this before. You know what I mean?
I try to make it different. I mean, even if I were to play, say, for example, Can't Help Falling in Love, it's such a popular song for a great reason. It's a beautiful song, but I play it very often for weddings. And that song in itself, like, because I play it so often, I try to make it different every time. And when I learn a song as well, I give myself creative license to really just make it different each time. So it keeps it interesting for me because, sometimes there are some repetitive parts of my job, but it doesn't feel like it's repetitive because I make it different each time and I really draw upon the energy in the room of like when I'm performing a certain song. So yeah, like even if I am playing the same song or same set at each wedding, which I don't, but like if I were, it would still feel different each time because I really draw upon the energy in the space that I'm performing in. So I think that's something that I really, really try to focus on is like having that versatility and that ability to just make it
It's hard
different each
work. It is
time.
hard work mentally for you to
I
do
mean,
those changes. But if it
not
comes naturally because
necessarily.
you're
It comes
passionate, yeah,
naturally. I think, like, something that I really worked hard on through my years of studying violin was being able to have the ability to improvise, and so when I learn a new song, I learn the notes and the melody to a point, but I don't learn them so rigidly that when I get to the performance, I feel like I have to get the notes right, otherwise I mess it up. I let myself make mistakes. I
so
fail
you own it.
forward and I kinda catch it. Yeah, I own it and I make it different and sometimes
Well
I,
done.
like, will play a B flat when there's no B flat in the song, and I'll be like, "You know what? We'll make it jazzy, like, we'll figure it out." So often when
That's
I'm
fantastic.
performing, I could be making so many mistakes and no one would know because I know
No,
how to
exactly,
fake
because
my
you're
way
making
through
it your own.
it.
Evangeline, you posted today, or I think it came out yesterday or today, you posted Haras, I love you. And
Herad,
you
yeah.
Haran, sorry, I love you. And I was listening to your voice and it's like, repeat.
My voice of all things, that's the hardest thing for me to watch is, like, listening to my
But
voice
it
in the
was
video.
beautiful the way you did that.
It's an old poem, so it's like a love poem to Hera, the Greek goddess. And for the song that I released, Desert Rose,
That's a rose. Yeah.
is yeah, the concept of the poem actually came from my videographer who directed the whole creative process. Aside from like the musical side of it, the whole video and everything, that was his choice to put that in there. And it was a theme that kept coming up, just with like we filmed at the Athens Library, and there was like a there's like a sculptural kind of like a imprint in a sculptural setting that had Hera, like it
Wow.
was Hera there. So it was something that kept coming back to us, and it just felt right to have as a part of the video, and like to start the introduction to the video with that.
And the music just blends it. It's absolutely beautiful, Desert
Thank
Rose.
you.
Um, who pushed you or inspired you to do your own now?
So this was never going to it never started as this idea that I was going to release my first single. Um, the video, it would always came from the video. So last year, every year I go to Greece. Well, I go to Europe, but I tend to Greece always calls me back.
What's your background?
Not Greek. I can speak Greek. I look Greek. My name is Greek. I speak Greek. I play Greek music. I sing Greek
Well,
music.
but you're
I'm
not
not Greek, but I go to Greece every year, and I think it's at the point now where I've just given up on telling people I'm not Greek. I just say, "Yeah, I'm Greek."
I'm
Like,
Greek.
but I'll like even if when I'm in Greece, I spend a lot of time learning the language. So, you know,
Bravo. Well done.
thank you. My partner is Greek, so that's also where the sort of the motivation has come from as well. But
Oh, that's
when I
beautiful.
when I travel, I always try to learn a little bit of language. But I spent so much time in Greece last year. I was learning things like, when like you learn hello, thank you, please, goodbye, whatever, like the basics. And then I realized there were phrases I was saying often in English. So I was like, well, why don't I just learn this in Greek? So, when I'm at a restaurant and I want to ask for the bill, instead of, can I have the check, please? I'd go and Google and I'd find the word, and then I'd listen to how it sounds, and then I'd say, "Okay, solo cargas mo para calor," and then it was like
Bravo, bravo, Kukla.
little like little things like that, and then
That's really
this year
good.
I just took it to another level, so being asked almost every day, "Apa po iste?" Well, okay, "Ime po in Australia, ala po katakogit in Malta." So learning, like, things like that. I don't know how to change the phrase. I just know the phrase as it is. I've practiced the
And do you
phrase.
know what? It sounds so cute when you can't. It does. It really does. It's adorable and it's authentic, and that makes it even more unique and more beautiful. And talking about beautiful things, I love when you put up when you're in Greece and you play the violin and you have some amazing backdrops. And
Oh, isn't it
whoever's taking that
so
video
beautiful?
must be in awe of you.
I mean, sometimes I'm just setting my phone up with my little tripod, other times I'm annoying a videographer to be like, "Hey, can you take a
Wow.
quick video of me?" But I have moments when I'm performing there, I just get lost in the view. I'm like, "I need to, like, snap back into it." I'm working
It's
right now, but,
beautiful.
like, especially in Santorini, like, I went to Santorini 6 times this summer, just gone, and, like, it just every single time it's such a unique island, and I've been to, I think, 28 islands in total in Greece,
Wow.
and all of them are so unique, but there's something about Santorini being a volcano, but also with the cliffs and the view, like, it's just like, how is it real, you know? Like,
Yeah.
when you're there, it's like, "This is so stunning," and the sunset, it's
That's
just
your place.
beautiful. Yeah.
We've got some hellos. Alex, who's an actor and he's passionate about acting. Alex says, "Hi, Evie. That's passion as an art form. I have passion for acting." A huge hi, Evangeline Kukla from Kostaki. Everyone says hello, which is really great. Now, let's talk a little bit about Desert Rose
Yes.
because it's such a beautiful piece, which I can't wait to play.
Well, it's like I said before, so it was never about releasing it as a song, always came from the video. So
Do
last
you think
year
you'll put lyrics into it
no lyrics.
eventually?
It's
Just
no
music?
lyrics. No, it's, I think it's perfect as it is. Like, I don't think it needs any more. I don't think it needs to have lyrics. I'm very happy with where it is at musically. Um, but basically, last year I filmed a video with this incredible videographer. His name's Chris. He's incredible. And I met him very fleetingly in Santorini. And I messaged him one day before I left Santorini to say, "Is there anything that we can do together before I leave?" And we filmed this video of me playing Lovely. And we did it during sunrise because, everyone goes to Santorini for sunset. I was like, let's do it for sunrise. So we
Oh,
did a sunrise
amazing.
video, and it was very fleeting. Like, we just organized, we booked it in, and then we'll figure it out when we get there. And we just filmed it in one go, and we loved it, and it was really well received. And we both agreed that we wanted to do something more meaningful this summer, just gone, with, like, more time for direction and having different locations and that sort of thing. So we both agreed on the song Desert Rose because the original song Desert Rose is by Sting, and I wanted to make it really different, always have like a touch of Arabian side in there, but I wanted that cinematic feeling, and I wanted it to be violin. I never wanted it to have lyrics or anything like that. I wanted it to be really unique, and I love the melody line. I think there's so much you can do there musically, especially with, like, the mawal, which is like the call at the start of the song. And so I went to my producer and I said, this is what I'd like to record. And again, it was always just meant to be about the video. So I didn't put so much thought into what the song was going to be like. But then when I actually sat down with my producer, I went to his place. He lives on the way to Central Victoria. So he lives, very secluded from, very, like, in the sticks, basically. And we spent a whole day. The first hour we spent sitting down and arranging it, how it was going to go, where there would be a bridge, chorus, all that sort of thing. And then we took it out of his studio and went into the living room area. I took my shoes off and we put the heater on because it was in May, so it was quite cold. We got really, like, comfortable with the sound, and we just set out the phone to voice memo little snippets of, and I just improvised. I played around with melody lines, and we workshopped that. And we went back into the studio and recorded everything, and it just got more and more, it just got better and better as it went. Like, it was always
Wow.
the work in progress, and then we added more oomph into the bass, and then halfway through the recording, he was like, this needs bouzouki. And I
No, no, no,
you know,
no,
the
no,
guy
no,
well,
no.
it had there's bouzouki in the song. If you
Oh,
it's
is
like
it?
yeah, there is. It's not like if you're playing a Zembekika.
Oh, okay. Got it
It's,
now.
like, very subtly in the background, but it needed something because it was going to be filmed in Greece. So I
Ah,
was like,
okay.
we wanted a little tilt to that. So I called my friend Panteli. I was like I just knew. I was like, "He has to be the one on this," because he's one of my oldest friends from the industry. He's one of the first bouzouki players I ever worked with, and there's something
What's
about
his
him.
name?
Panteli Crestas.
Oh, our Pandili Cresta.
You know Panteli.
Yes,
He's
we all
incredible.
know Padili. He's an amazing, amazing
He's
musician. We love him.
incredible, and I'm so honored to have him on the track. When I called him, he was like, "Whatever you want, Kukla. I will do whatever you
Oh,
want."
that's amazing.
And so I
He's
connected him.
remarkable.
He's incredible, and, like, he connected directly with my producer. They worked it out together. My producer was like, "You are not under no circumstances allowed to ask Panteli to send you anything because I don't want you to hear it until it's ready."
It's
So
oh,
Panteli did it. He did everything perfectly, and it's
he's
so
coming up with
special.
some amazing work
He's
outside of that
incredibly
Greek
talented.
style.
Yeah, incredible, incredible work. He's an amazing musician. I feel very fortunate to know him, but now have him on my track as well. Um, but yeah, then we finished the track, and then when I got it back, I was like, "This is so much better than I expected it to be, and I want this to be the first song that I release under my name." Because
Right,
I've recorded other covers before, but this was different because we started from scratch. We started from nothing and
okay.
built it. Even though it's still a similar melody line to the original by Sting, I really wanted it to be like something fresh. And then when I presented it to Chris, my videographer, he was obsessed. And then we took it to Greece and we had 4 days of shooting, 2 days in Athens, 2 days in Santorini, and it was just an insane concept. I don't know if you've seen the video yet, but I'm not just playing violin, I'm
No,
also
no, I've only
dancing.
seen the video just of you, like just a
Just a
picture at this
snippet?
stage.
Okay, so, like, I'm dancing in this video, like, we were in this old hotel that's completely run down, that's where the
Wow.
main scene is set. It was so hot. We were meant to film in July, but it was too hot, like, I would have fainted and my makeup would have melted off. So we filmed in, mid-August, and we did, like, probably 9 shots of me playing violin, a lot of walking up and down stairs and little, like, side frames and everything, and then at the very last 15 minutes before we had to leave the site, Chris was just like, "Put the violin down. I want you just to move. Just move. Just see what it feels like." And, like, I did. I come from a dance background, so, like, it sort of came
Whole
to me.
package.
It all just came together, and then in Santorini, we did little shots where I'm swimming in the water, and I nearly drowned shooting that. That was a fun experience, and then, like, um, swimming, like, with the black sand, it just looks like I'm getting swallowed by this deep black ocean, and then I'm on a horse for another part. There's another bit
Oh,
where
I
I'm
did
like,
see that.
"Yep, there's a horse." That whole I mean, it was like a wild ride. I gave it all to Chris. I was like, "This is the song."
How
Mhm.
amazing is
And
that for your
I just
first
wanted to,
release,
like
that whole experience?
crazy. The whole experience, it was we laughed, we cried, we, like, agonized over it. There was so much back and forth. It was meant to be released last night, and then it ended up releasing today because we had technical difficulties. Like, it was just there was so much to it, and the storytelling as well, and then, like, the voiceover as well. Like, the process of the voiceover was, like, trying to find another part of me just to really, like, call from within and what it meant as well, and the track it embodies so much. It's not just my project, it's also Chris's project and Luke, my producer's project, and, like, the fact that I have these incredible people involved in this project, it means so much more because I'm not just proud to have my name on it, but everyone else feels proud to have their name on it too, which makes me so happy.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm so excited that it's out, like,
Well, we're
it
so excited we've got you on the KK Factor here, the Greek Eurobeat
thank you
show.
for having me.
A huge shout out to Arthur Dials, who I also know personally, and, I spoke to him and I said, "Arthur, please get me to the game. Please put me in a position at the grounds. I just wanna see her. And please arrange, I want her on my show." It was
I
kind
love it.
of
Here I
a huge
am.
huge shout out to Arthur Dials for that one. We're gonna see more from you following Desert Rose?
Yes, so, uh, I mean, Chris and I had a phone call earlier, already discussing what we wanna do for our shoot next year. So, the goal is to film something each year and just take it to another level each year and, I think the fact that it's like a creative process between the two of us, it's always more than the music, it's the visual, it's the feeling. So there'll definitely be more. I don't
Great.
wanna
We'll
rush
definitely have you
it,
on
but
we'll have you on the show regularly, I'm guessing now. Victoria, sorry, Evangeline, where can people follow you? How do they book you? Tell us all your social platforms.
Okay, so pretty much any social platform, if you search Evangeline Victoria Music, I'll pop up. Google, my website's evangelinevictoriamusic.com.au. Best way to inquire is through my website or email. It's all very easy to find. I think the best place is Instagram has everything there. So if you jump on Instagram, find me on Instagram. It's all in the link in the bio. So it's all there.
Okay, let's go on to Dessert Rose. While we thank you for having to have the privilege to have you on my show. I do appreciate it. I know you're a very, very busy girl,
No, it's
and
my
we're
pleasure.
very
Thank you
proud
so
of
much
you.
for having me.
Thank you so much for making a difference in a lot of people's lives through your music. I mean, like I said, I've got a bad day. I just put on the stadium thing and it just go dun, 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 dun. I'm like, oh, yes. And then listening to Desert Roads today was actually really nice. It was like, oh, yeah, I actually can relax.
Yay.
Okay, let's
I'm so
go on
glad.
to Desert Roads. Yeah, I turn that and press. Wow, wow, wow. Everybody loved it. I mean, why not? It was such a beautiful piece. We
Thank you.
can't get enough of it, actually. Evangeline, thank you so, so much. I actually put your mic down. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Thank you so, so much for being on the KK Factor here on RPPFM. We truly appreciate it. We're in awe of you. Continue this journey. We love following you. We love what you do. And never, ever, ever lose that smile off your face.
Thank you so much for having me, Rula. It was an absolute pleasure.
Thank you, darling.